Hello, hello.
How's everybody
Hey.
doing tonight?
Hello, everyone.
I didn't get a chance to read that disclaimer yet.
It was there.
Oh.
They can pause it if they want to.
There you go. Welcome to Truck It. I know I originally said we were doing it on the logbook, but we decided to get over here on Truck It. And, just because sometimes we have to say Truck It.
Exactly.
Especially today.
It's been a hell of a
So
day.
today we have Dakota and Kimberly joining us on Truck It as
Right.
wonderful, wonderful, wonderful podcasters and friends. I am so elated they're over here with us tonight.
People being
Whoop,
kicked-
sounds like somebody's getting that alert.
Yeah. If you're out there watching, stop taking people's kids.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's getting to be a real bad thing down in Texas.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Getting
Yeah.
real bad thing.
Oh yeah.
Mostly parents here in Florida that end up running off with their kids here. So
Yeah. That's a good plug in, guys. If you want to help out with that, head on over to Veterans for Child Rescue. They need volunteers.
No, yeah, got a great
I-
operation going on. 100% conviction rate for everybody to catch.
Yep. So what's our topic tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to be airing everybody's dirty laundry.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Seeing
good.
as how they want to be dragging Trump through the mud, let's drag them through the mud.
Get a good whiff of everyone. If you're
Yeah,
into that.
get a good whiff. Because
I mean,
there's going to be some stuff on here that you may or may not have seen or may not have heard about. I know there's a couple of them I know about because I was in the area locally and saw it on the local news, but it never made nationwide news. Isn't that amazing?
that is amazing. I wonder how come that happens.
It's amazing. I'm surprised it's still even on Facebook, but they keep YouTube, but they keep putting it back up.
So all these people running these social media companies, they're earning their paychecks today. I'll say that much.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All
Another
these
guy I know,
hate protesters.
a guy I know just before we started this, he posted on there that the liberal media was following Trump's motorcade like they were chasing O.J. Simpson.
Oh, hi, Ruth.
Hey, Ruth.
Hey Ruth.
Hey Ruth,
That's about right. That's about right.
I was about
And
to tag you, Ruth. So
And the Bronco made a comeback just in time, just
I don't like the new Broncos though. They're trying to be Jeep Wranglers. Hi, Kimberly. Mm-mm.
oh, Kimberly,
The other Kimberly. Kimberly Gallard.
I was about to tag both of y'all, Kimberly and Ruth. So
Well, we've already had that discussion that Chad knows way too many Kimberlys.
yes,
oh, I know way too many as well. And they all live near me.
We have another one on our podcast. Kimberly
Yeah.
Morris.
Yeah.
yeah, I was talking about her too. I included her. I couldn't remember her last name, but I included her. So
And try living near them.
Hey Kimberly Gillard.
I already
The
have
wild
to-
child from Georgia is joining us in the chat. She will keep it lively as always.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So the Trump indictment today in Miami. So I noticed some things on this is that in the New York case when he was up there, did you see how many police were there at the NYPD?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Did
my
you know
God,
that?
yes.
Yes, but all you saw down there were Trump supporters.
Yeah. No trained police, no trained law enforcement, nothing. All you had was just a bunch of people and pretty much a sea of salt and pepper hair that you saw down there. Yeah. And, great on them. He needs all the support he can get. And, but if anything pops off, what are they going to do?
Yeah, did y'all see that the Secret Service refused to help today and would not escort him? And then
I'll
there
be
was
honest
a
with I haven't seen that much.
I haven't seen a whole lot of it because I figured if they're going to air Trump's dirty laundry, I started digging.
Yep.
And
What'd you
I
find
went
out,
through my
Sally?
I went through all my dirty laundry notes.
Well,
And
let's start.
we're gonna kick it on back. We're gonna kick it way on back. We're gonna
Before
go
you
back
were Slim
all
Dakota.
we're going all the way back to the Nixon era.
Before I was
Oh
a
shit! I wasn't even born yet.
Neither was I.
That's it. Y'all
Shoot.
wasn't born then, but I was, and I remember seeing this as a small child, 4, 5, 6 years old.
I don't think my daddy was a twinkle in his daddy's eye during the Nixon era.
Oh, good God.
I don't know about my mama then, but my
Okay,
daddy
this is-
probably
Well,
was.
this is
We're
going.
gonna start out, but
fast.
What year was Nixon president?
74, I believe it was.
74.
But you know, lo and
Yeah.
behold, guess who happens to be part of his legal counsel? Hillary Clinton.
Oh yeah,
Well,
back when
That's
she was
right.
when she was
Yeah,
Hillary
she
Rodham.
got. Yeah, it's when she was Hillary Rodham. Then she got kicked off of Nixon's legal counsel because she got caught lying, and that is a fact. You can go fact check it all day long. She got kicked off for the Watergate trial because she was lying.
I remember that.
Mhm.
Reading that.
I didn't until Sally told me. So
Yeah.
Okay, now we can fast forward it on up to what was that land scheme development that the Clintons were involved with in Arkansas. Oh yeah, Watergate.
No, that was Whitewater. Was the-
Whitewater. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
It was the other water.
Yeah, Whitewater was the real estate scandal where they were trying to build a
Yeah.
bunch of vacation homes. or
Yeah.
something or other.
Yeah. They were trying to
Hellbender Movie Club, where y'all be? We're
Yep.
in Texas.
We're in Texas.
It's obvious.
Yeah,
I'm in
God's
Oklahoma.
country,
I'm in Florida.
north of God's country, and God's coastal retreat. So just
Yeah.
I would say more Jewish side.
Yeah.
though.
yeah, that's
there
the
you
Jewish-
go.
Yeah, Chad lives in the Jewish neighborhood, so just-
Okay.
Sorry.
I live wherever I park.
I mean, you'll eventually, if you're Jewish, you're going to end up in Florida.
But anyway, the Clintons got caught up in Whitewater. They escaped that scathing because he was the governor of Arkansas at that point in time, because they had helped fund their partner to set up a bank. Now we're following the money trail tonight. We're following the money trail, the scheme trail. The
Yeah.
used to be conspiracy theory trail, but now it's conspiracy fact.
Yeah, I don't
Hey,
think there's much
Vincent.
of a conspiracy theory. If you think it's a conspiracy theory now, then you obviously watch the wrong news networks altogether and don't
Yeah.
only read the headlines.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
So, once they got out of that, then, they were bound for Washington, D.C.
Wow.
We can cover
So-
up enough, then it doesn't matter.
Then we get all the other little factual things that's happened with the Clintons.
Yep.
Like, I did not have sex with that woman.
I did
Relations.
not have sexual relations.
Oopsie, DNA don't lie.
Didn't he, it wasn't a cigar that he was sticking up there.
yeah, that was.
I remember my
gross.
parents were sitting there when he was like, they're talking about that. And then my parents had me leave the room. So,
Yeah, well, I'm sorry.
so
apparently
guys,
she hit-
obviously this show is not for your kids.
It is not for little kids. That's why we are running an NR-17 after 9 p.m. Please send them to bed, put your earbuds in, and let your fingertips do your walking and talking.
Yep.
Well, it's 10 o'clock here. Do you know where your kids are?
I know where mine are. I
know
hope.
where mine are. I'm gonna
I
have to
know
go
where
kiss
they're
them.
about. But how many of you don't know where your kids are?
That's for
Well, I
Republicans
know where my
and
kids are,
Democrats
and they
also.
aren't out burning down a city or nothing like that. So,
Yeah.
or shoplifting.
So now that we're
That's
talking about the Clintons in the White House, you know, President Trump brought up something very important. When the Clintons left the White House, a whole lot of stuff went with them.
Mm-hmm.
Furniture, artwork, China, you know, they had to actually go to the Clintons' humble abode and retrieve it.
Except they did not retrieve that painting of Bill Clinton in that blue dress. You know, that went to Epstein.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I forgot about that.
You know, I hear that, and the thing is, I'm not surprised, not because the Clintons, but because they came from Arkansas. So that's
Kind of
just
saying something. It's
Here's a good question. What's the story on Trump and the dirty feds framing him?
Yep.
We're getting to it, but we're also talking about the dirty politicians that the feds
So
didn't go
now,
after.
now that Obama's taken office and they've had to go after all the stuff from the White House that they never got charged for theft because they said, "Oh, we didn't know we couldn't take that."
Yep.
Oh, you steal stuff out of Abraham Lincoln's bedroom. Guess what? You got to give it back.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think that exactly is how the law works, to be honest with you, because I know if I go and steal a car and say I didn't know I couldn't take that, then I don't think that the police are really going to care whether or not I thought I did, because I don't think ignorance is a thing you can claim for not following the law.
Ignorance is no excuse for breaking the law.
Because I know if I get pulled over by a game warden and I don't have my life jacket on, or don't have my life jacket with me, or the kids don't have their life jackets on, I don't think they're going to say, "Oh, well, okay, it's okay that we didn't know that you didn't know that was the law." They're going to say, "Well, you need to know the law before you do it," and a president should know that.
Well,
hey, did we ever discover what that envelope during Bush's funeral? By the way, his birthday, older Bush's, was, I believe, yesterday. Do you remember that envelope that she was passed
no,
during?
I haven't heard anything about it. Oh my goodness!
I want to know what was in that freaking letter during that funeral.
Matt,
I
we're
remember
talking
thinking
about
that the
oh,
other day.
sorry. Go ahead. I was going to say, we're talking about all the other politicians that broke the law that they're charging Trump for.
Well, if it's anything like the letter that was passed around in the funeral handouts or portfolios to all the previous presidents for George Bush Sr., the letter said they know everything.
Mm-hmm. So, anyways, let's move forward. Where are we going here now?
Go
we have a story. What's the story on Trump and the dirty feds framing him?
Well, now they want to bring up all the dirty indictments on all the stuff that he was supposed to have taken in confidential records, and they brought up 37 indictments. Oh, good grief! There's another one been abducted.
Yeah.
Isn't that sad? Sad. But nobody ever wants to actually go back and look at the EO 13526 that Obama signed, the classified national security information.
Mm-hmm.
That was released December the 29th, 2009.
Wow.
And it gives a whole lot of information in it. And I really wish people would go and actually read that document. It's not that long of a read, and it's not that complex of a read. But
got
Trump
pulled up, right?
had the authority to declassify it.
Tell you what, if it's not too long, I got it pulled up right now. We can pull it up and we can read it.
Let's do it.
Go right ahead,
All right.
because I
So-
can't see it on my end.
I understand. I'm gonna share
Your
my
stuff's
screen
ready
here
to
real
go,
quick.
by the way. So
And we're gonna share that right there. Okay, you want to blow that up a bit, Chad? So we
I
can bring.
think I can do
There
that.
we
There
go.
you go.
All right,
There
so
we
we're just
go.
gonna read. We're gonna read along with everybody. Executive Order 13526, classified national security information. This order prescribes a uniform system of classifying, safeguarding, and declassifying national security information, including information relating to defense against transnational terrorism. Our democratic principles require that the American people be informed of the activities of their government. Also, our nation's progress depends on the free flow of information both within the government and to the American people. Nevertheless, throughout our history, the national defense has required that certain information be maintained in confidence in order to protect our citizens, our democratic institutions, our security, and our interactions with foreign nations. Protecting information critical to our nation's security and demonstrating to open government through accurate and accountable application of classification standards and routine, secure, and effective declassification are equally important priorities. Now, therefore, I, Barack Obama, by the authority vested in me as president by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, it is hereby ordered as follows. Part 1, original classification. Information may be originally classified under the terms of this order only if all of the following conditions are met. An original classification authority is classifying the information. The information is owned by, produced by, or for, or is under the control of the United States government. The information falls within one or more of the categories of information listed in Section 1.4 of this order. The original classification authority determines that the unauthorized disclosure of the information reasonably could be expected to result in damage to the national security, which includes defense against transnational terrorism, and the original classification authority is able to identify or describe the damage. If there is a significant doubt about the need to classify information, it shall not be classified. This provision does not amplify or modify the substantive criteria or procedures for classification or create any substantive or procedural rights subject to judicial review. Classified information shall not be declassified automatically as a result of any unauthorized disclosure of identical or similar information. Unauthorized disclosure of foreign governments' information is presumed to cause damage to the national security. Wow. So anything that comes out from other countries is considered a security risk. So that's the reason for them not showing us anything. Information may be classified at one of the following three levels. Top secret. Yep. Top secret shall be applied to information, the unauthorized disclosure, which reasonably could be expected to cause exceptionally grave damage to the national security of the original classification authority is able to identify or describe. Secret shall be applied to the information in the unauthorized disclosure, which reasonably could be expected to cause serious damage to the national security that the original classification authority is able to identify or describe. Confidential shall be applied to the information the unauthorized disclosure of which reasonably could be expected to cause damage to the national security that the original classification authority is able to identify or describe. And I cut it off right there because this is
It's a doozy.
it's a doozy. Yeah,
It's
I
a
mean, 'cause-
doozy. But those
Yeah.
three classifications, you hear it in the media. It's top secret. It's secret. It's confidential.
Where's the
Well, which
three?
is it?
Chat's on.
Which is it? Was it confidential? Was it secret? Or was it top secret?
If it's top secret, they're not going to say it. I mean, that's TSSCI.
Yeah, the thing is, they can classify anything they want to be top secret, and we can't know why it's top secret. You have to have the proper clearance. The thing
Yep.
is, what came out today with the Biden bribery thing going on, that was brought out by a whistleblower within the FBI, and we're all made to believe that this stuff is top secret when it was an unclassified document.
It was all classified because he didn't have security clearance for top secret.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's how they get around this. The thing is, they're on top of these classifications in the military anyway. And I'm pretty sure it works the same here. There's the classification. There's also such thing as need to know. And the thing is, it doesn't matter which one of those classifications it has underneath of it. If you are deemed at a position that you do not need to know this information, who cares about the classifications?
Yep.
It's unclassified for those people who need to know the information. So there's this loophole for everything to keep us in the dark.
Yeah, that's what they're calling themselves, trying to protect us against the no. But there is a limit on how long this stuff can be classified.
Yeah.
Top
Is there a limit on
secret,
it?
confidential. Yes, there is. It's in the
some-
document. It's
Yeah,
in the
sometimes-
document.
I know that they kept the for us the Operation Tomodachi, the levels of radiation. They kept that top secret for years, and then it came out, and then after a while, and then boom, it hit the media, and I remember that, and I just remember zip, for years. But
In section 1.5, duration of classification, section B, it can be declassified after 10 years of date of original decision, unless the original classification authority otherwise determines that the sensitivity of the information requires that it may be marked or declassified for up to 25 years from the date of original decision. I want to know how old those documents were.
well, I think that's what they're going to reveal. You know, they're constantly revealing at these hearings because dates do matter. But you know, I would like to say something on how the feds are actually doing this. Is that like we've seen with the Department of the Veteran Affairs and the Department of Defense, is that they are forgoing these rules and regulations by creating policy as if they were a privatized business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
So
that's
here-
wrong.
And each elected official, like in the DOD, there's Lloyd Austin, he creates a policy. And that's not supposed to happen. And that's what the FBI is doing. There's a policy. And we saw more and more of these policies taking away our rights during the COVID-19 pandemic, which is nothing but the New World Order reset. in
Yeah.
my mind.
Absolutely.
So that's very interesting. Declassification after 10 years. So when Joe Biden was in his capacity as vice president, when did he take those bribes
Right.
from what's the
China,
company's name?
Romania,
No.
Burisma.
Yeah, Burisma. That's it.
Burisma, yeah.
That's what the bribe is all about. That's what he took a 10 million. Well, him and his son took $10 million bribes.
They started the damn war.
Yeah, from
Oh,
Burisma,
it's
the company
substantially
that
more.
controls the natural gas in the Ukraine.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. And now we're hearing about it now. So if it's 2023 now, if that happened in
Back in
2013,
2013.
and when he was vice president, okay, so maybe this FBI guy was trying. Maybe he has a family that he's got to protect, and he played it smart, and he waited for that 10 years to end up before
Well,
he covered his ass. And you
well,
know
it's
what?
like
When you're playing a game like that, who could blame him?
this is
Now, if it
true.
was earlier than
You
that,
played Russian roulette with IRS.
mm-hmm.
I think it's honestly, I think the government doesn't run that smooth. That's why everything's coming out like it is. I mean, after working in the government or myself for so many years and being around it my entire life, it's the government's not that organized, and they think that it is, and it's not.
I'm not saying the government is. I'm just saying one person can.
And what I think what's happened is this person was trying to sit there and say, "Hey, this is going on. Hey, this is going on," and a lot of people are saying, "Hey, you're crazy," and finally, someone picked them up.
Now the thing is, I think because it can be those documents could be marked for up to 25 years, waited for declassification. I don't think he could have told anybody, or else it would have gotten reassigned as secret or even top secret.
Well, even at that,
years.
Trump didn't have that high of a top secret clearance to get his hands on those documents, but then neither did Joe Biden when he was president and senator.
Oh, yeah, they do. The moment they step in office, even our congressmen have the highest security clearance, but they don't even have the training like we do. It's like, boop, you're elected, here's the security clearances.
Well, they have a security clearance, but it's a different level for each president, according to their background.
Really?
Now,
no,
I think, well,
sense.
maybe I didn't send. Trying to find that picture I took of Joe Biden's Porsche. Or wait a minute, Corvette with the box of documents sitting in the corner of the garage.
Send that picture to Dakota so I can bring it up.
Let's see.
Yeah, you can send it through my Facebook if you can.
So here's what.
I mean,
okay, because I had a security clearance, so see, there's some things that need to stay
out of the public eye
for a long time, longer than the time periods that's set. Because I've worked on, that's it. That's all I can say. Because I mean, I love my American people. And that's just it. So I that's where I'm like, the thing is, even this is written down, there's so many gray areas, especially with the military. I mean, straight up.
There is a lot of gray areas. There's a lot of loopholes to where they can get a lot away with so much.
Especially with technology. So I would say that.
Because this was signed when Obama was president. And you know what? Even from when Obama was president, technology has made huge strides.
Oh, yeah. Because under Obama, we went glass in our aviation. So.
Yeah, here we go.
Here we go.
And that says, there's been a lot of talk about my vetting process lately. Here's an inside look. It's showing him.
There you go.
I guess they're calling it Joe's Garage. That was by a guy,
yeah.
Travis.
Wow.
Isn't that disturbing? That is considered a secure area, but a locked storage unit with a security detail.
You better not have a wall.
Is not considered. There's no wall around it. Oh, plus there's also a picture of Hunter and all of his girlfriends in the Corvette sitting in the driveway. But,
so,
you know, we forgot.
Like, what was that conversation before he left the house? Yeah. I have tons of top secret documents I need to take. I'll take the convertible.
Yeah.
Be back by dinner, Jill.
You know, I would say even the corruption went as far as even with Bush. Do you remember when his oil company was going out of business, and then he got China involved, and then China, those same donors that helped bail out Bush and his oil company, sat there and donated $850,000 to the Clinton campaign.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember that.
But I always wondered why Hunter Biden's longtime friend and business partner dropped him like a hot potato. Now we know.
You can't hang around stupid and expect to keep secrets. Duh.
Well, that was a red flag for me. Something's going on there. And then we get the Hunter Biden laptop.
Yep.
Yeah,
Which, guys, we have a documentary. We have the documentary on that.
No. That's not a documentary.
It's the laptop.
No. So that was a featured film that has like actors and stuff in it.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Never mind.
like Gianna Carino's in it. and everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that girl who played Angel Dust and Deadpool. But
That would be funny.
yeah,
You're right. There's a whole lot of them that needs to be locked up because I mean, if the
No, we
Clintons
need a
can steal
Jefferson. You said it
furniture,
best.
yes, we
Yeah.
need a Jefferson. We
Same.
need
oh
somebody to go in and say, okay, you all have,
Thomas Jefferson said,
the Clintons
Go for it.
stole from the White House. Biden took classified documents and just threw them in the garage, like that's real secure.
In Chinatown and everywhere else.
Nice.
Stored it in an old
taking
office
bribes from-
at a university that he never used.
Should be safe
That
at the
his-
university.
His lawyer found the documents, which I know he didn't have classified security clearance to be reading all that stuff.
No, Hunter didn't
And-
at all.
No, so
Yeah, we know
what I was
Hunter
saying is, yeah, Thomas Jefferson, his most famous quote was the tree of liberty must be renewed from time to time with the blood
Yeah.
of patriots and tyrants.
Take it out on the White House lawn.
Yeah. He said that before he shot a man for treason on the White House lawn. That is what he said before he did that, to set an example for everyone. And we are long overdue for an example. There needs to be a public example of this.
Okay, so the Biden laptop media, Kimberly, we went to it, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Um,
See if I can pull it up here.
so it was, we were about to do a show on it because we actually saw the 10,000 photos. Dakota and I went through them. Guys, they were hilarious. Gosh. There was more dick than a freaking ship full of male sailors. Jesus. But they shut it down and they're sitting there saying, hey, it can change child porn. But we didn't even.
There was no child porn on that laptop, and it's back up.
Oh,
Look
it's
at that.
back up. You want to show us? Look
Oh,
at the
yeah.
photos?
Yeah.
Let's throw it
Yeah,
up
you
there.
see
Let's
that.
show that beautiful beef footage.
Bean footage. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Oh, yeah,
beef
you see-
footage.
So I like his cell phone backup photos of most. That's just where he's banging hookers and snorting coke. That's really the best. The laptop is exciting at first, but it gets really dull because
Everything's redacted.
no, it's not redacted. It's just a bunch of nude photos of Hunter. Then it gets into pictures of his family, which is kind of disturbing. I think his family photos are more disturbing than this.
Oh my God.
All right. Attachment. What?
The whole family is disturbed.
Oh yeah, it shows.
So again, but here, everybody, everything is blocked out. Thank you for Marco Polo for that.
All right, and Beatrice, go back and watch Number of Blocks.
Oh, no, gotta go take care of it. Come on, baby. Come on. Here.
Nope. You're not gonna get it.
Oh, you're gonna get it.
Yep, there she goes. Bee's on the move.
Wyatt Watson wanted to say hi from Rumble and to give the Munchkin some hugs.
Oh yeah, we will. Tell Wyatt thanks for showing up for us. All right, 1 second. So let me get back to StreamYard and I'm gonna present, share screen, and All right, so go ahead and blow this up for us as big as we can. So a lot of this is like just screenshots of. Let's see if we can zoom in. There we go. So a lot of it's just phone screenshots from like flights and money transfers. The money transfers are very telling. So it's another boarding pass there. There's only 40 photos in this one, and here's one from Instagram. I like this one. Let's see here. NYE in 2011. I was in the middle of the worst emotional pain in my life. Yeah, there's just some crying out on Instagram.
What a bitch.
Yeah, dank recovery of St. Charles, Missouri. So yeah, that's when he was in rehab.
Uh-oh. There we go with that
Yeah.
damn Missouri thing.
Yeah, and we have photos of houses that are not too telling. And then yeah, there's him just taking pictures of houses, the open doors, and just suspicious. And then what do we have? We have a $600 transfer to Adelson Late, which we found out is a prostitute.
Yeah. Apparently that
Mhm.
was a business expense.
Must have been entertainment.
According to the Clinton's bank records, they are.
Mm-hmm. And then another $600 through a different pay system. He apparently this is he likes this woman's product, I guess. So
That's one
then
way
you
of describing it.
yeah.
Her
Then you have-
services.
Then you have all these text messages that came in from Cash App from the other money transfers that he's made. And then his Cash App payments expired because whoever he was sending it to didn't accept them quick enough.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
She must have been selling her product somewhere.
Yeah, must have been a
She
little
must
too
have-
overzealous with that. But yeah,
her secretary wouldn't take care of business.
$400, $600, $400, $600, all over the place. And then we get into one of our first frisky photos. This is the woman he was making those payments to, and there's Hunter's hand across her chest, and there's something else down below there. You all can have fun with that. And we keep on moving. Oh, more bank transfers, more money sending
Well-
over that way.
Have you noticed they're all under $600?
Yeah,
and
it's all the same
why?
amount.
And why
Yeah.
they're under $600? Because any transfers over $600 has to be reported to the IRS.
Oh no. So
Oh, yes,
anytime
yes.
Oh yeah, any
As
money
part of the
transfer-
Homeland, that's part of the Homeland Security Act. Anything over $600 has to be reported straight to the IRS.
I thought it was 600 if you earned more than $600 for the year.
No. It's
okay.
per transfer.
No transfer. Okay.
Anything over $600 has to be reported to the IRS.
So every time he's paying this girl what, $12.50?
Should be reported. But
Mhm.
600 to transfer, 400 to transfer, that could slide under the radar.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that. And that's per Obama.
Right. Money sent, pending. So 600, then 50 bucks after that. And then we have this completed, the 617.70, 400, 600 on the 14th. So $1,000 there on the 14th. Then the 13th, 617.70, and then on the 10th, $600. Oop,
Yep, there you go.
So yeah,
There
he's
you go.
that's tax evasion if I ever saw it.
That's absolutely tax evasion.
No
Mhm.
way.
Oh, the Bidens would never do anything illegal.
No, I
No,
thought
why
it was only
would they?
Trump doing tax evasion stuff.
Unable to complete transfer. Oh, looks like you ran out of money.
Uh-oh.
Let's see here. Oh, $800 sent, but that's through Wells Fargo.
Oh, that's supposed to be reported too. I bet you that was one of the red flags that got him.
Oh yeah. And we have this another picture of this house where he had. So this is a Google Maps photo actually, or a Google Earth photo. So he's just trying to have a picture of the place of wherever he's going.
Yep.
And
That way,
then
if they ever try to come after him, then he's got pictures of. Oh, this was just a house I was looking at.
yeah, so
I was
looks like
thinking
a
about renting that one.
Yeah,
looks like a young drug strung out Nixon, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Says, I am not a crook. Just not.
I'm not a crook. Nothing funny to see here.
More photos, more at the same house. And then we get into the real risque stuff. There's
Oh,
Mrs.
my goodness.
Adelaide right there. Happens to be the woman he
Oh,
was.
I can see
spending
right
all
now
that
we're
money
going to
for.
get popped by Facebook, but okay.
I don't know. Maybe we need to put
And
NC-17 in our description.
Yeah, we did put NC-17 there. And then, and all the genitalia is censored out. So, and there's her again, just sending off photos. And her again.
Showing off them tattoos, though.
Yeah, they are.
I wonder if
And,
that's where he got his tattoos of his Finger Lakes on his damn left shoulder.
Look at that smile. It's a smile only a mother could love.
The smile of a serial killer
No,
waiting to happen.
Everyone's asking Joe Biden about his son, the senile old man.
Yeah.
Why aren't they going after Jill?
Right?
Okay. You created this from your womb, lady.
Mm-hmm. And another one, just his ass. Well, literally showing his ass in this one. And yeah. And then family photos. You see, it's the placement of family photos that's the most disturbing, I find.
She looks a little young, don't you think?
I believe that's his niece. I could be mistaken on that, but I think I've seen her in the laptop photos where she's in tons of family photos with everybody, like with Hunter, Jill, Joe, just everywhere.
Well, I'd have to question that.
Oh, sorry, we went back.
I would, because, the oldest sister actually hid a diary in a wall that said that she had to take showers with her daddy.
Weird.
Okay.
Weird.
But these guys are so weird. Why are we electing these clownish people? They're just weird. We're the normal ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's some text that Hunter got blown up with. It looks like. So you used me and gaslighted me. Thank you. Next time, don't call me when you say you want to kill yourself and ask me to help you, or need to get help and drive you 14 hours, ruin my holidays, ruin my New York plans, waste my time, lied to me. I'm 30 years old, only 5 years older than your daughter.
That's disgusting.
That is disgusting.
We have mutual friends, and I'm sure you would never want a man to do what you have done to me. Is this all?
Sounds like a narcissist.
Is this all to keep your dad safe? He thinks forcing you to be with Haley is better for his campaign.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. That's a bomb
Good
dropper there.
Lord. Oh, my word.
Yeah. There was a thing
See a
coming out
divorce
a
in
few-
his future.
So there was, I don't know if y'all saw it yet, but there was rumors that there was coins coming from the White House today on Donald Trump's indictment. But I know that it came out later on here in Houston that was untrue. Don't know if it's true or not.
I'll be right back. Give me just a few minutes.
Sure thing.
May or may not be true. You never know. I mean, the media's lied to us for so long, we have to question everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely have to question everything that comes out of it.
Yeah, and check this out. Conversation continues. Next time, don't come hurting good people and non-escorts like me. And leave them to suffer and be heartbroken over things you never meant. I was not a broken person. I have been healed, and I was not heartbroken. Then you came back in my life to hurt me. After I've been
Break my
there
heart.
for you through it all for 3 years. You said to trust you this time, believe you this time. Why did you choose me to pain with this? Why do you do this to me? After all of this, why did you do this to me, Hunter?
Yeah.
So
Wow,
she
sounds
named,
like a true narcissist.
and she named the puppy, so no,
Yes, she
no,
did.
no
Yes, she
question who
did.
it's to.
Now, is this the same woman he had the child with?
Don't know.
Don't know. Well,
That's
oh,
a
no,
good question. Needs to be answered because he did have
no,
a child with a little girl with a strip or a exotic dancer.
no, it's not the same woman because it says in the last text, I'm 30 years old. I'm only 5 years older than your daughter. So, no, this is not the woman he had the child with.
Okay, well, you have to ask.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes you wonder that the only reason they push abortion is because of
So,
Hunter Biden.
yeah, I'm 30 years old, only 5 years older than your daughter.
So she's 25.
His daughter's
No,
20.
I was thinking he had a daughter that was young. I'm talking 10, 11 years old.
How old is Hunter?
He's not as old as I am. I'm older than dirt.
All right. We'll check this out. Hunter Biden age.
Well, so it looks like Matt Gaetz,
He's 53.
Margie Taylor Greene are the only ones that are supporting, really getting vocal about what happened today at the indictment and everything. It's just like, I don't even know why it happened even behind closed doors.
Who?
I mean, what do they have to hide? It's
Well,
It
ridiculous.
is ridiculous.
apparently they don't want their dirty lies to be aired.
No.
But, 37.
And the media is going crazy. They don't even know why, with all these indictments, why people would be supporting Trump. It's so simple that they just don't freaking get it.
Oh, that was scary.
We're not stupid. We know what's going on. Ew.
Yeah.
Well, when they started the investigation of the Bidens, well, if you're coming after me, we're going after him.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
But yeah, folks, that's just a taste of what you can see on here. If you want to go see more for yourself, check out BidenLaptopMedia.com. And yeah.
It's disturbing. It's disturbing.
This is a really just disgusting picture. You're going to kiss a baby with those same lips you just had on a whore probably a few hours ago.
That's ugh. That's how
beyond.
sexual crap just gets spread around to innocent lives.
Normal people do not do this.
No, they don't.
And these people are supposed to be. These are our leaders. This is what America is this garbage. I don't understand it. I don't
understand it either.
To put your heads in the sand. So anyways, back to what you were saying, Sally, about the timeline. So we're at Clinton when she's under Obama. She's the Secretary of State, I believe.
Yeah, she was Secretary of State. Now, at this point in time, she leaves being Secretary of State. I wasn't aware of why she wasn't Secretary of State anymore until they started, looking at all the information that she was sending through emails and the fact that she was using an undocumented server that she had installed at her home. Chad, do you have that news footage of her home? And what
Did you
happens?
send it to me?
Yes, I did. It was in the group chat.
Okay. Hold on, I had to restart my computer due to low internet, but it didn't seem to help any. And kiss my
Well,
kids goodnight.
Aw, you're such a good dad.
Oh, thank you. I try to be.
But this is their home in Chappaqua, New York, and I happen to be in the area when this was breaking news. The only reason I know about this is because I was there and I was watching the live aerial footage of the fire. I was listening to everything the anchor man was saying about it. And then when they started looking for all those missing emails and all the devices, it kind of made sense when they said she had an undocumented server.
Like even her daughter had access to this.
Yeah. And it wasn't just recipes she was sharing.
Yeah. And here's where
there's her house.
It says fire was extinguished relatively quickly and no one was hurt, officials said. A spokesman, I cannot talk. A spokesman for Hillary Clinton said the Clintons were not at home. Imagine that.
Well, they weren't at home, but I guarantee you that innocent little picture right there was not what they showed from the helicopter that was swarming around the top of it.
We gotta go through an ad first.
It's movie time. Buy your tickets now on Fandango.
Gotta love these ads.
Yeah.
That I don't know if that's the right footage
What
or
was
not.
that?
I don't think that was the right footage. That was
Smoky bacon.
I don't think it was either. Okay.
That's definitely not it. Or is it?
No, that was in the list you sent me, but
Yeah.
But no, the
Let me look.
thing is, it's not too far fetched for a house fire to catch. If it is like a legit server that she had and it was not properly set up or installed, those things are a breeding ground for house fires.
Yeah.
Well,
the amount of
we can-
heat a server puts off, and if all the airways are blocked up and it builds up enough heat, those things burst.
Well, it happened to be in
I
her
would think that,
secret service agent's office,
Hmm.
and all of the electronics happened to burn. All of them. And there was 3 different fire departments there. 3 of them. Okay.
is this one you wanted to share, Kim?
No, I was going to share it later. We're just going to get it ready.
Oh.
But we're just going to continue on with the timeline a little bit. So, yeah, everything you learned about Clinton was from Rush Limbaugh. So I remember starting to listen at talk radio when I was 13 to Rush Limbaugh. And my dad, because I was homeschooled, and my dad made me listen to him. And then I remember Mark Levine started kicking off. And then who's the guy that did liberalism as a mental disorder? I liked him too. And that's when like the big, huge libertarian movement started kicking off, and the Tea Party patriots. So, and then I know, do you remember the Constitutional Party?
Yes, I do.
And so the Constitutional Party had a lot to do with the Clintons too, and that's where they were starting to push them in the way of calling them a terrorist organization. And even under Obama, that especially with the Department of Homeland Security, we saw the Department of Homeland Security start being corrupted. The FBI really started. The FBI has been corrupt since freaking.
There's your
Kennedy.
answer. Yeah. There's your answer to who?
Michael Savage. There he is.
Yeah.
You know, I remember giving my government teacher Michael Savage's book, Liberalism is a Mental Disorder, because he was chirping nothing but socialism when I was in college, and that was almost 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he ever read it.
Yeah. No, he was pissed. Totally pissed about it. It's great. Totally loved it. So, you know, you're going to be this catty. I'm just going to throw it right back at you. So, just where was I at? I was on my point here.
You're about, last I heard was liberalism is a mental disorder.
Yeah, I know.
Talk about listening to Rush Limbaugh.
Oh, Rush Limbaugh. So I do remember the things that they were pretty much talking about with the Clintons. Is I've lost my train of thought, so someone pick up from here. So, I was talking about the FBI. So FBI was already corrupt during Kennedy, and then that's when everyone started talking about a black president, and how right-wing extremism was going to kick off. And that's when, you know, Napolitano created the 2009 Making Prevention a Reality report. And in that she said, because of a black president there should be a rise of right-wing extremists like Timothy McVeigh. And so that's when the red flagging of veterans started happening, was under Napolitano. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, the same writers the 2009 Making Prevention Reality, they actually advise Lloyd Austin, who is the Department of Defense. And they were doing secret meetings with Lloyd Austin, having these hearings with him and discussions without C-SPAN was supposed to be there. They weren't allowed in. They would just send in journalists to do it. And all of it has to do, they're filing it in the DOD and the Department of Defense for under suicide prevention programs as well. So they're trying to
that's wrong.
Yeah, well, so they're trying to make it to where, hey, pull up that video what happened at the White House with that trans person, whatever.
Is that the one you just sent me, or?
It's in the group chat. All right. So they're sitting here trying to take out conservatives and saying that we're the ones that are mentally ill. We're the ones that are sick. And we saw that. Yeah, and we saw a lot of that with COVID-19.
Yes.
And the fact is that I remember when COVID-19 happened, like I told Dakota, every single person gets to live under the VA now. And to me, that was, after the 2 weeks, we were like, holy crap, everyone's under the VA. So now everyone was on this, socialism was here. Y'all were completely under it. But this person right here, which Dakota's about to share, this isn't mentally ill. That's what I don't understand. But us conservatives and are a threat. We're the ones that are off the rocker. It's disgusting.
Welcome to the White House.
Thank you.
Happy
Sit back, say it.
Happy Pride Year. Happy Pride Life.
Yeah.
Transgender children
You are beautiful.
You are heard.
You belong.
You're understood.
You are loved.
And you belong. One of the bravest and most inspiring people I've ever known.
I mean, you're welcome.
For what? Cutting off your penis?
We take a little video. Hi, Mr. President. It is an honor. Trans rights are human rights. Oh, it's a video. Oh, it's a video.
What is Gucci?
Gay news.
Are we topless at the White House?
I'm offended.
That's not insane.
They're doing women face, and Biden
I'm
is
offended
applauding them. No
I mean,
wonder
he
they
looked
got
like
a whole
he had-
month to themselves. I get one day a year, Mother's Day. That's it, one day. I can actually give birth to a child. They can't.
Not
But
to mention
I
their
don't
little
know a
flag coat.
single woman that would sit there, a woman that would sit there, think for 1 second it was okay and absolutely appropriate to sit there and shake your tatas at the White House. You can't tell me that.
That's I'm offended. And I'm humiliated for the rest of the United States that this kind of atrocity is happening in our nation's capital. What the fuck, y'all?
I mean,
He would have loved being there, and he would be right there with her, shaking her jujubes.
right after she took the hot sauce out of her purse.
Yeah. But you know what, folks?
Do you see any watermelon there?
I always wondered where that come from because that was supposed to be a black thing, but I never did understand that because I have like 5 bottles of hot sauce in my cabinet. Not to mention, I love fried chicken and like watermelon. I can't say I love watermelon, but there's always some in my fridge for the kids and everything. So I don't know. That's like Southern food to me. So all this food like
It's a
that.
staple.
I am not convinced
I
that Biden was looking around and thinking at that moment. Well, he's not thinking that was sane. I mean, he looked uncomfortable to me. I'll be honest with you. He's like, "Yay!"
Yeah, he's just there to politicize gay people. That's all he's doing.
Yep.
How excited can an 85-year-old man get with a bunch of
Not excited enough. Not excited enough, Sally.
oh my God, it's bad enough they don't put enough bathroom stalls in public facilities for women. Now we have to share our bathroom with men who are coming into our bathroom saying, "I'm a woman." No, you're not.
Well, we did have some headway today on our end. It looks like on the budget for Veteran Affairs that abortion will be outside of the VA. Also, no more pride flag will be allowed to be displayed at Department of Affairs. So anyways, the budget is being passed now. So it doesn't take effect until October because that's how it works. Nothing is instantaneous, okay? So no abortion, and American people will not be paying for sexual transitions.
Mm-mm.
Thank God.
As of October 1st this year.
So we have some amazing people working
Can't
the
get
house
here
this
fast
week.
enough.
Exactly.
But thank
Because
God.
here's the thing. At the veteran cemeteries, the American flag is gone if you drive to them. Upon the VA, the American flag is gone. What's there is the trans flag.
Not cool.
Absolutely
Not cool.
The only way,
Not cool.
the only
Again,
way that
where's
should be
American people
acceptable,
for that?
the only way that should be acceptable is if you're flying all Six Flags of Texas, but even not at the VA. You know,
I'm down with just the Texas flag, to be honest.
I'm saying if you got a French flag flying, then you know.
No, I just think you have made a very valid point. I only heard Texas flag being displayed. I didn't hear about the other 5. I'm okay with that.
Well,
I'm sorry, folks.
One of the other
I'm-
flags is Texas, so
Yeah.
I know y'all don't
Yep.
have Astro World there anymore, but you should know the Six
It's
Flags
awful.
of Texas.
It's what
So.
it is.
So, Yvonne, you want to continue? So we are past Obama and the Secretary of State. We were talking about her emails, kind of get back on track here. I know
I'm
from my
just-
position here,
I'm going from Senator Biden to Vice President Biden to Supreme Clown of the United States. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what
That's-
he reminds me of? He reminds me of a teenager discovering Instagram and like, I'm doing this for likes. That's how he's running his presidency.
Mm-hmm. He's running a social media campaign. That's really all he's doing. He just wants to be liked by everybody, but he's not doing shit.
He's not doing anything productive for this country except making us look like a bunch of damn fools.
Right.
I saw something about a police.
Well, he ain't making me look like a damn fool. That's what it is, and that's why we're here talking about that. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not associated with that. I don't know what's going on there. That's not Trump 2024.
I mean, the saving grace that we have is that we live in Texas,
Okay.
and pretty much everybody around the world does not associate Texas with the rest of the United States.
Oh, I know. That's right.
From traveling outside of the country. So, are you from America or are you from Texas? A lot of people ask that. In France, in Canada, they ask that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mexico, even the touristy parts of Mexico.
I could see
Yeah.
that.
I mean, I was in when I was in France. I wore my cowboy hat, and they were saying Australia or Texas. That's what they were saying.
Yeah.
And all I did was open my mouth. They're like, Texas.
Well, the thing about it is, Texas can be a totally self-sustainable economy in its own country. It has the right to succeed from the United States.
Mhm.
It never signed the anti-succession agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They
Absolutely.
can succeed.
Yeah, that's why I have to say God bless Daniel Miller. We support that 100%. Texas definitely does need to happen.
Yeah, we do need to leave. We do need to get away from this mess of a country we're living in right now.
Right. But we were talking about Clinton, and we were talking about the server, and then I went
The
on
house
tangent.
fire.
The
Yeah.
house fire. I went on
Yeah, the
tangent.
house fire that never got any national attention.
Well, I wanted to know this. Is that so? There is a policy in the United States Navy to take a picture of a submarine. You're pretty much going to Leavenworth.
I
But
can believe
her
that.
emails, nothing. Oops, I'm so
Nothing.
sorry.
Nothing.
But an E4 and
Nothing.
below isn't he still in the brig?
I think so. I haven't heard anything about him. There was actually a junior sailor after the Clinton email scandal. He actually got a little bold, and he was stationed on a submarine, and he went down and he took pictures of the interior of this submarine. And the thing is, his argument was, if Hillary Clinton can keep top secret stuff at her private residence, why shouldn't I be able to keep top secret photos
And my
on
cell phone.
on my personal device?
He has a point. It's a double standard.
He has a
Yeah.
very, very valid point.
And that's the scary thing about our
We're
armed
peasants.
services. Our armed services during the time that we were in. I mean, normally the E4 and below, all we're worried about is going out and partying and getting drunk and then just getting through the workday. we really have no real responsibilities to the commander or anything like that, unless you're in Kim's position where you were so short-handed on everything. She had a ton, but we digress. The thing is, the E4 and below, the junior sailors, they're not talking about having fun anymore. They're talking about revolt. They're talking about, hey, this is kind of screwed up. They have a huge weight on their shoulders now, and a lot of them don't understand how to deal with it. A lot of them do overcome. Oh, some of them do overcome, but a lot of them don't. A lot of them,
Yeah, or it's they're not. I will tell you this: in the military, in my generation, even Dakota's, there was a difference in understanding because I came up from a military family. I understood what due process was. If it goes up the chain of command, it'll come back down the chain of command. But dang it, you can still push things up that chain of command because that's due process. And a lot of people don't understand, and these active duty service members, is they're not taught the Constitution. They're not taught the document that they are putting their life on the line to defend. And my thing is, I think that's a huge problem within our military. You know, you're going to sit here and think you're going to go defend your life for, guts and glory at this point. But no, honestly, you're there for those that are on to your left and your right.
mm-hmm.
And you better know what the heck you're going to die for. Because honestly, if you don't know what you're dying for, I honestly think our military is so woke, so weak, that they won't lay down their lives. At least a few of them will.
Well, the thing about it is, we can thank the Clintons for that. Hillary's big claim to fame, no child left behind. They didn't strengthen our educational system. They weakened it to the point where nobody who goes to a public school gets a good education because they all have to be A, B, C, or D. Multiple choice. They don't have to think. They don't have to logic. They don't even have to know how to put a sentence together.
Yeah, when I was in college, so once I got out of the military, so when I wrote a research paper before the military, if it was research, I got my instructions. I could do what I want with it. I could research the material I wanted, but I had to cite my sources. When I came out of the military, I had to take this Texas history class. And they actually told blatant lies saying that there were no black farmers up north in the North Texas and the Panhandle, guys. I'm from the
That's
Panhandle.
a lie.
I'm from the Panhandle region up in Lubbock, Texas. It's flat. There's nothing. It's just flat.
And there was a whole bunch of cotton plantations up through there.
Everything up there still today is cotton.
Yeah.
And what they say is that the white farmers would go off and use dynamite and blow up the black farmers' farms. So that's why they didn't own anything. So Lubbock
That's a lie.
Lubbock is flat. Where's the craters? That's what I told him. I asked him,
where's the craters? There's too many mountains up there.
Right.
The flatlands are covered in cotton still to this day.
I am pretty freaking sure a white farmer, as flammable as cotton is not going to sit there and take a flammable substance and blow up
a neighboring black farmer.
Because it could take out
it would take out
town.
everybody's.
I don't think they had near as much fire protection in the rural areas then either.
So. The whole thing is surrounded. The whole city is surrounded by cotton farms. If you light one up, it's going to take out the entire city still today.
Oh, yeah.
And then on top of that, last but not least, you have to think about the logistics of getting dynamite to Lubbock, Texas.
In his book, he said they got it from the military. So there is, in the military unit, he said there was a military unit stationed there. I was like, what, the Buffalo Soldiers? Because there's a Buffalo Soldier Museum. You think the black people would sit there and blow up their own black cotton farms? So what actually happened is I have a friend that was mapping with and also with the USDA. And what they were doing is mapping the ground by satellite. And I actually brought the satellite reports to him. It's untrue. It's right there. And then my teacher said the sources that I was citing, which was the USDA and the Buffalo Soldiers Museum, that I was never allowed to sit there and cite from other sources than the books that he wanted. And that was at Lone Star University, right down the road in Cy-Fair.
Well, that's what I said. They're changing history. They took a chapter out of the Egyptian handbook because when a pharaoh died and a new pharaoh came in, if the new pharaoh got tired of hearing about the old pharaoh that was loved, then they would send out an edict, which is pretty much a proclamation, an executive order nowadays, as they're called, that pharaoh's name has to be stricken from every monument,
Right.
all the history books, all the papyruses, and nobody can ever mention that pharaoh's name again.
Yeah.
So that history is completely forgotten in one generation.
Yeah.
I mean,
So that's what they're doing. They're changing all the history.
well, you can
Stuff
go
that
and do
I
that.
learned, ways I was taught to research and think and logic and put things together. You know, 2 and 2 does make 4, not a 5 in crazy maths.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was messing up that. I'm Asian. I'm good at math.
Well, I do well for 2 and 2
You're
and
so
make
racist.
4. You get above that, okay, you can have it. But history is history. Stop trying to change it. We
Well,
have
you know-
national archives that nobody knows how to access it, and nobody knows how to use. Nobody has to stop and
Obama
think and go
actually
back.
shut off access to part of the National Archives. I remember that when I was a teenager. You know, so there's parts of the National Archives that are even more off limits, which should be open to the public. But I will say this is that I love the mentality of my generation and the, you know, the Xennials or whatever you want to call them. You know, when you look at history, they're actually taught almost a psychology that people from the Stone Age, they don't even teach the Iron Age, the Bronze Age. I think they should be teaching that in schools. But they think that human beings at that time period were stupid. And I
They
remember
weren't stupid.
Huh?
They weren't stupid.
They weren't. I told them, well, I'm going to take away all your resources and let's see how stupid you really are. Because you won't know how to fend for yourself without your damn cell phone.
Oh, it's amazing.
And that's what I told them. The people of our history weren't fools.
No.
People who don't have a phone in their car or GPS computer in their an app in their phone in their car nowadays can't figure out how to get from one town to another without running a GPS.
Dude, I still have an atlas. Just saying, I know how to use it.
I got an atlas. I taught both of my kids, and I've taught 3 of my grandchildren how to use it. I hadn't been around the rest of them a whole lot to teach them how to use it. But I know their mom and their daddy know how to use it because I taught them.
I bet most kids couldn't
I
even
remember
tell
having
you.
to call from my house phone and get directions from where I needed to go.
I bet you most kids nowadays wouldn't even know
Hey,
what an
Chad, you're
atlas
glitching.
is. Do what?
You are
Most kids
really-
wouldn't.
Can
Or is
you
that
hear me?
me glitching?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay. I didn't hear anything Chad said.
Oh, I was saying, I bet most kids today wouldn't even know what an atlas is.
I think I'm glitching.
Most of them don't know what an atlas is.
Yeah.
They don't even know how to look up how to find their town in an atlas.
Yeah.
Not let alone know how to look up the town on the map.
So that's kind of what I'm saying is that, you know, if we're sitting here looking at our founding fathers or thinking that it's dumb that our country wasn't founded on religion, when it sure as shit was.
Definitely
It had to be founded on a religion. Even Rome knew that. Because here, laws do not inspire men. Religion does. Religion is what sets a moral code. And I get this with,
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say arguing with atheists that much, you know. I honestly, in my personal life, I really don't really trust many atheists because I cannot trust their foundation because their morals are not inspired by anything whatsoever, but yet they come with the knowing of wisdom on what is right and wrong, but there's nothing to stabilize that in their life on what really is right and wrong.
That's
So,
This is
true.
true.
and
I
that's
mean,
part of the-
Christianity gives you a moral foundation to be who you are in life. If they do not have access to that foundation in an early age,
right.
then they come up with all kinds of people like Hunter,
Mm-hmm.
Joe,
Totally godless.
Jill, possibly, and they're supposed to be Christians. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I don't even know why. I don't even think the Pope would even ever have Joe Biden back, especially with those pictures of his son. And I can see why Russia's behaving the way they are.
Yeah.
I can see why Russia's alliance is formed an alliance with China. China's like, we don't want that shit over here.
I don't want that shit here either.
Yeah, but that's not what these
I
people
think
are
we should
hearing.
just put it all in
That's-
California. And
That's not
But
what these foreign countries and stuff are hearing. They're seeing this and they're like, you talk about they were saying, everybody was saying, the world's laughing at us with Trump. No, the world's laughing at us with Biden and the stupid crap that they come up with. Not just Biden, but just the leftist period that they come up with.
The world sees what the Bidens and our current administration is doing.
Yes.
It's election interference.
And,
if we can't beat him, we got to put him in jail to get him out of the picture.
yeah,
That is a clip out of the Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton handbook because there are thousands of people who have gone to jail to cover up their indiscretions. And it all started all the way back to the foundation when Hillary got kicked off of Watergate.
Yep.
That's where the corruption started.
They just saw it. That's why people get involved in politics. It's like, okay, that if I sit there and work hard and be lazy, I'll make a few $1 million, and that's how they see it. And it's off of our us tax.
I mean, I got people like my nephew, and I love him dearly, but he's a staunch Democrat. He's been on our shows. We just agree to disagree, but he doesn't know the history behind the people he's worked with and supported because they told him all different kinds of bullshit lies. Oh no, that's disinformation. That's fake. That's a lie.
Well, the problem is that everyone was
I lived in the South. I know what the Clintons did.
Yeah, everyone was taught in my generation and even Dakota's generation, if it feels good, it must be good for you. If it feels bad, then it's morally wrong. And that's what's been happening to our I would say our well-meaning liberal friends is
but like even some of our well-meaning liberal friends are waking up and they're seeing all the crap and they're like, no, this is wrong. The LGBs are breaking off from the T's. And the reason I'm saying that is because all a man who is a pedophile has to do is say, I identify as a woman, then it's socially acceptable to go into women's areas. And when he finds one he wants to violate, it's okay. He can do that. He can be there. Nobody's supposed to question the fact whether or not he's really a transgender. He just says he identifies as a woman. I got issues with that. I've run two men out of public restrooms and told them to go to the men's restroom because there was a line of women and children that needed to go to the bathroom, and he's trying to push his way in past all of them. Hell no. Get your ass out of our bathroom. We have a line. Go to the men's restroom. Oh, if you don't want to go there, go to the family restroom. there's no line there.
Yeah, that would be the simple fix with all of this. Just put a trans restroom in there
Yeah.
and just fill it full of glory holes. That way they can stay in there. So,
But hell and be damned if we have somebody who's saying they identify as a woman, and I have been violated.
well,
Okay.
here-
I've lived through it. I know the fear. There are
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands of women out there who have been violated that are going through the same thing every time they see a woman that is a man in their bathroom. Is like, oh my God, that's a predator. That's a predator. They don't feel comfortable with that.
Well, I would tell people, women right now, there's the good old two-way right now, and you're going to need it. And I like to take that time to go ahead and encourage women that feel that way. Head on over to your nearest gun shop
Yeah.
and protect
You
yourself.
need to take self-protect classes.
Yep,
You need to
self-defense classes.
learn self-defense classes. You need to get a concealed carry permit.
Yep.
You need to be packing because we're living in very dangerous times.
Yeah, I call mine my rape whistle.
Here's the thing. It's even worse than that, Sally, because right now there are actual pedophile advocacy groups
Yes.
that
NAMBLA.
exist. There's NAMBLA, NARSOL, trying to normalize pedophilia.
Pedophilia.
So they
That
don't
is-
have
that's
to
just
wear.
Leave our children innocent. Let them grow up to be who they want to be. Stop all this gay pride in schools.
Can you
Quit
hear
trying
me?
to.
Dakota?
Yes.
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay.
Stop trying to confuse our children and tell them, oh, you like playing with the little girl dolls? Well, you were born in the wrong body. Bullshit.
That is, I mean,
Oh,
that's
little girls, you like playing football and baseball? You must be a little boy. Well, guess what? I am a woman. I love playing softball. I love playing and roughhousing with boys because I grew up with them. We're tomboys. We're called tomboys for a reason.
The thing is, I can remember a time. I think I was about 4 years old, and thing is, I do remember playing with girls' toys when I was 4. Do you know why? Because I had never seen them before, and it was new.
I could
And
see
you're
that.
curious.
I
Yeah,
grew up with 3 brothers, so and my sister was the youngest one, and my son likes to play with them too. But
yeah.
he's
I
more like,
only had boys' toys. I didn't have a sibling until I was 6. Okay, and I had never seen girls' toys before.
Children are curious little creatures.
okay,
Okay? That they're just curious. They have to look, they have to touch, and for some reason they have to, at a small age, have to taste. Everything goes straight to their mouth.
Yeah.
so we were talking about the trans stuff and the LGB and the TQ. This is, I don't know if you can hear it or not because I could barely hear it. But this is a real short video of this guy that has changed his mind and went from total leftist to he's gay, went from total leftist to total conservative in like since the first of the year.
Play that footage.
As you can't hear much of it, but I wish I could make this bigger.
I know that too many people in the LGBTQIA plus community are really afraid about their future and their safety. I want to send a message to the entire community.
Whoops, sorry.
So I'm scrolling through my TV to see if I want
Oh,
to watch
well.
a new show, and I come
Sorry, I don't think it's going to work right. But he's flipped over recently, and he's doing a short and was talking about Biden's speech at the gay pride thing and showing pictures of them marching down the street in like lingerie and, you know, half naked and Speedos and everything else, which might be something you could see at the beach. But he's like, Biden, leave our children alone. You know, he's like, leave our children. And that's what a lot of these, especially I don't see as many of the L's as I do the G's that are mad about the children stuff. But I think the L's should be more worried about a man trying to say he's just like a woman with the feminist stuff.
And there are I got a stepdaughter who is lesbian, and I'm going to tell you, she's pissed off about it. She has a stepdaughter, and I'm going to tell you, she says, leave my kid alone. Let them be who they're going to be. Stop trying to change them when they're little.
Isn't that the whole argument they started this movement on? Let us be who we want to be.
Yeah,
and now they're
it's
trying
my
to force
body, my
everyone to be like
decision.
them.
And now they're trying to force everybody to be like them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we saw the same kind of treatment with Meghan Markle. Don't pay attention to me, but pay attention to me.
Yeah. We
That's
want
exactly-
privacy.
We
We
want
want privacy.
And that's what they're doing. We want to be accepted. We want to be accepted. And we're like, okay, that's not accepting enough because we want to be the center of your world. That's what it is.
I mean, I was watching.
They want us to put them on a pedestal and worship them. No.
Well, I was watching this one in Australia where they were talking about it. There was a gay pride parade, and there was these lesbians walking down the street with a banner or whatever that said lesbians don't want penis or don't like penises. And they got attacked by transsexuals for having that sign because it was offensive to them.
Think about it, folks.
Or the dating app that's kicking off lesbians, that's supposed to be a lesbian dating app, because they're saying that they wouldn't date a woman with a penis. Really? Because I wouldn't want to date a woman with a penis either. So,
or a man and woman face. I think we should really
a man and woman face. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
We should really say
Yeah,
what it
because
is.
that just pisses me off. I mean, it's like the four of us deciding we're going to go blackface and expecting the black community to accept us because we feel like we're black.
Well, any community, really, I would say. I mean, it's not just a.
It was offensive back in the 50s. It's offensive today.
There you go, Mr. Perry.
Yes,
Robert
sir,
Perry?
Mr. Perry. You're right.
You know, even
Pride flag, the prompt for 7 sins, said the 7 deadly sins. There's 7 colors in it.
You know, even that TV show of Jazz Jennings, I know she came out recently, that trans child. I was trying to find the video here earlier where her mother had to sit there and threaten this trans child that if she didn't go stick this wand up her new vaginal canal, that her wound would close. And she's like, I don't care if I have to wake her up and do it myself at 4 a.m. I'm like, so you have to, even if it's a woman, per se, if it's a woman, truly a woman, you would sit there and stick a vibrator up your daughter's hoo-ha? And that's
Hell no.
That's how disgusting this is. And even Jazz Jennings, she admitted, even though she went through all the transition as a child, she still doesn't feel like
That's just sick.
she's normal.
That is sick. I mean, that says she is a pedophile right
And
there.
her mother, well, I know I keep saying her a lot, but she looks like a girl. And I feel sorry for this child. Her mother attacks her every time when she says she doesn't feel like she's fully a girl. She doesn't. She'll never carry a kid. It's ridiculous. And they let them, and then they had
These people's stories are heartbreaking.
and you had there and watched a
Yes.
show for 8 seasons called I Am Jazz of nothing but childhood.
Yep.
And that woman is a nightmare. A nightmare. I that woman should be locked up in a padded room, and that thing is mentally ill. Destroying a child like that, I believe that anyone who destroys a child or harms a child like that is a death penalty.
It should be. It should be. And in my book, yeah, it is. Because a child is a gift from God.
Well,
He is given to you to take care of, to love, and to nurture, and to to protect.
Yeah.
I think those people should be, I don't know about state issue death penalty, but I think they should just be put in general population.
Yeah.
Because if you do something like that to a kid, your ass is getting beat in prison.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
then just mark it off as a, and then see that's whenever. I bet you if you question 1 million people on what they think should happen to pedophiles or people even like that, period, like you're talking about, all of them would say either death penalty or put them in general population, or if they disappear in prison. Have you ever seen the movie American History X?
Yeah,
No. You have?
I have. Yeah.
I have.
Nope.
You have. Well, it's a very big. That's a movie. If you want to talk about racism, yeah,
I know. That's a different discussion. But
well, I was going to say, whenever he goes into the shower and they just shut the guard just shuts the door behind him to where the guard doesn't see anything happening in the shower. That's what should happen to these pedophiles and people like that, because you're getting your ass beat in prison.
it's not even like that. You hear stories of people in prison that are there for life, or they're on death row and they're released in the general population from time to time. And they hear about pedophiles get thrown there. It's like, well, what have I got to lose? The dude's fucking disgusting.
I can't.
Well,
see
that's
my
where
kid
the
going.
whole Sagan thing started.
Oh, I really want to answer Hellbender Movie Club's question. Everyone has a scandemic story to tell. What is your best COVID-19 story? I think I'll go ahead and tell mine. So, the Department of Veteran Affairs does not have a labor and delivery department. I got pregnant during the COVID-19 pandemics because, hey, we were bored. So, they offered me a porta potty instead. And I'm 100% service connected, honorable discharge veteran. I've got scars for days. There's one right there. And so during the pandemic, they did not give us any labor and delivery whatsoever.
No.
Then they turned around. I exposed this, and they turned around and arrested me for it. And then on top of that, we've still been working really, really hard, and we've had some good things come to light through the COVID-19 pandemic. That we revealed that the American Rescue Plan, I just came before the House Committee of Veteran Affairs. We've already been working with Congress that the American Rescue Plan funds that were set for the VA, which was a great deal, which was $19 billion, I believe.
Yeah, $19.7 billion
dollars
yeah.
was majority a slush fund. So that's my little COVID-19 story. And it's ongoing because I'm still fighting the wrong arrest. Thank God everything got dismissed on that end, but we're still working. That's my pandemic story.
Oh, every time I got a sniffle or a sneeze, I had to take a COVID-19 test, and I've never yet had one come back positive. So apparently I'm immune.
Yeah.
I don't really have a good one. I lived in Florida during the whole pandemic, so.
Yeah, all boring.
Well, I remember
Florida,
when it
keeping yourselves free from bullshit and just.
Well, I remember, I was sitting at the round table we had every morning at work when I was planning out everybody's day for the day. And my boss said, "What are you doing with that mask?" I said, "We're going to have to wear them for a while, sir." He's like, "Why? It's nothing to it. It's a cold." I said, "I know that. You know that. But we can't get on the rigs," because I was working in the oil field at the time. If I got a cough, a sniffle, or a sneeze without a clear COVID test. Okay. He says, it ain't going to last long. 2 years later, we were still suffering from it.
Dude, they kept my dad. He was working offshore with remote operated vehicles. And they kept him on that rig for 9 months. They wouldn't even bring him back home.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be on.
Once you were on the rig, you were pretty much there.
You know what I come to find out, I don't think that the jab was the thing everyone really had to worry about. I'm thinking it's those COVID tests is what everyone had to worry about.
Yeah, that was a.
Well,
Because
they were
they're-
all coming for China.
yeah, all coming from China. So China has everybody's DNA now.
Well, they've already hacked into the VA system, so I already know
Well-
they have a lot of veterans. They do that.
Who's to say that the little swabs that they tried to do pap smears through your nose
That's exactly what it is.
wasn't already infected with the COVID because it came from China.
You got a grin out of my Kim even saying that. So
Yeah.
Well, it was the first one I had. She went, ah,
Congratulations, man.
and I was like, oh. And I started hacking and coughing. She's like, "Are you okay?" I said, "Did you get the pap smear done?"
my Kim said it didn't bother her any. So I don't know. I never got one of those. The only ones I got was the home test, and that was just to make sure.
I said, "Can't I just blow it out in a cup?"
Yeah. And they
She's like,
didn't
"No,
know
we
if
have to get it up against the tissue. That's where it is." Then why the hell are we wearing the damn mask
yeah, if it's all the way
if
up
we
there,
can spread it just by our breath?
why
You know
can't I
how
take
those-
like a breathalyzer test and if it's that contagious and that spreads so easily, then why can't I just take a breathalyzer test for it or do a handprint or something like that? Y'all could
I mean,
test my sweat or something. So
if it's spread by saliva or bodily fluids, can't I just blow in a rag and you smear it around? You're getting the whole damn thing.
Just
If
give 'em a
that's the way
stool
we're
sample.
spreading it.
How about that?
hold on a second.
Well,
Oh my God.
You know, I will say this. I am still seeing some weirdos drive around with masks still. But that reminds me, I never saw one freaking truck driver drive around with a mask on.
No, me neither.
I'll
We
say
don't. We don't. We live in our own home here. I'm in a semi. For those of you who do not know, I am an
I
over
knew
the road
I
truck
knew some
driver.
weirdos.
I never, ever wear that damn thing unless it's hung around my ears down to here. Because when I had to get out and go to the bathroom, I had to wear the fucker. And then
Hey.
I only covered it up to here.
Well, we were actually supposed to be talking about Trump, but we went off on tangents. But
Yeah,
the day
I did have to make one more funny comment on a meme that I saw about why Biden is pushing and the left is pushing LGBTQ stuff so much
yeah.
is because monkeypox didn't take off the first time.
That is probably more true than you know.
That is the freaking best. I'm sorry I didn't think of that. I really am. I'm kicking myself.
I forgot
But
about
yeah,
monkeypox.
you know,
I did too, but it was like somebody posted that and I was like, that is hilarious.
In murder hornets.
it's the truth.
Oh, murder hornets.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
murder hornets.
I was hoping they could have possibly released those on the White House.
Murder hornets with monkeypox.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's it.
They're
Yeah, the gay pride version
gay,
on the
gay
White House.
murder hornets.
Y'all are a mess.
That would be awesome. So you sit there, you release them on the White House lawn while all this is going on. And then you could sit there and you could spread monkeypox at the same time with murder hornet. And then you can
we
blame
don't
China.
want to get stung by either one of
Killer
these
bees, killer bees, killer bees.
I remember the killer bees.
What's going
What-
through
what
our
can we
minds?
do?
Yeah, what's going through our
Please.
minds is stupid. You don't want to know.
Okay, we've done
Lord,
gotten
we-
to the silly part.
Okay, let's go back with Trump.
Yeah.
So the indictment
30
happened today, and I do have an article I wanted to pull up to get that going.
Sure thing.
So during the
Throw it up there. I got 16 minutes and I got to bug out
Okay.
because I got to dock out at 23:30.
Okay, so here we go, and we're going to play it right now.
Former President Trump is supposed to make his first court appearance after being indicted on 37 charges in his classified document case. A bomb squad has been called out as a precaution. Take a look right here. A television with suspicious wires coming out of it was tied to a pole right outside of the building. Mr. Trump's appearance is scheduled for 3 o'clock this afternoon. We'll keep you updated on the situation and bring you live coverage.
That was just a TV they snatched out of some hotel room.
Or that it was a TV they snatched out of some restaurant. When they plugged it in, it just had the dollar menu on it or something.
Yeah.
That was totally a plant right there.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on now. You can't be that stupid. But then there's a lot of people that would think that.
There is a whole lot of people that would think that.
Well, I mean, what were they going to put there and put anyways if it was Trump supporters blow up Trump? That's how crazy they are. Of course, the Democrats would spin it that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Oh. Plan
my
mania.
goodness. I just wanted to see what I saw a video a minute ago that was great showing the Trump motorcade going through.
Better
And,
roll.
now I just searched for Trump motorcade again. And it's like man arrested after stepping in front of Trump motorcade. Protester detained after rushing Trump's motorcade. Anti-Trump protester jumps in front of Trump motorcade. And that's all it's talking about. Although I did see it. It was a dumbass thing to do, to be honest with you. But there was so many people there that was wearing like Trump supporters are not racist. And they were all black.
Mm-hmm.
Then you saw there was tons of people there that were doing stuff like that. And it was like, wow, you don't even need the
They
police
had
to be
people.
there.
They had people trying to run with the motorcade, carrying the American flag, carrying
Yeah.
Trump supporting flags.
Yes, they were filled lining the streets. So, in a way, I see that as kind of a good thing because that means that, okay, well, once again, Trump supporters are peaceful, and it's y'all crazies out there. Yeah, the guy wearing the black and white prison stripe.
Yeah, he was kind of a moron. But he had a right for his own opinion, but
Yeah.
he's
I don't think it's
one
good to
of
be
the
running
woke
in-
crowd.
I don't see it's good to be running in front of cars. Just, I guess they still haven't got that down yet, that you're not supposed to run in front of vehicles. So,
No, I mean, I've done Trump trains here before. Most of the time you have, I would say 99% very peaceful people, but there's always a weirdo in there. But the thing is, when I look over at
I think those weirdos are plants from the CIA and the FBI and the whatever alphabet agencies out there.
No,
NSA.
listen to
I
this.
really think they are plants
No, because
to make us try to look us like the fools.
No, I've seen some stupid. The thing is that's like saying there's stupid people. There's only stupid people on one side, and that's not true. I mean, I've seen some weirdos that have happened on both sides, but the majority of weirdos though that stick together are the nerdy, crazy, furry little people. That go to. There's a lot of Comic-Con people that are in the socialist movements here. I had a video of it and I brought it up with Vince when he was on a show where I showed the people that were reading these books banned in front of the Houston Convention Center, and they were okay with pushing this, and they knew it was child pornography, and they were 100% okay with it.
Well, that makes them pedophiles if they're 100% okay with it.
They're weird, but I do know that we had, a couple weirdos in the Trump train, and they were hardcore pro-Trump, but they're just weird people. So I do know there's some on both sides. I want to put that out there.
there are weirdos on both sides. I will say that.
But from what I saw with the left, when the Antifa shows up, they're really weird. They're the nerdy kind. They have no direction. They're looking for a clan to belong in, and they believe that socialists are the most accepting people. They'll understand our feelings, and they stay in that realm of feelings. But these people truly believe in like Jediism, that they're empathic and that your feelings would reach them if you let them and all that stuff. And they said, oh, well, they'll say things like my heart can reach out and touch you. And I'm like, no, thanks. No, thanks. Because it's weird. Doesn't
Honey,
work like that.
I'm an empath. I know. I feel everybody's emotions. It's hard for me to wall myself off from everybody, but that empathic ability shows me right up front like that. You need to stay away from that one.
I'm talking about Marvel movie empath, okay?
Yeah, I know. I know why they're trying to read your people's minds
Everybody's
and
trying to be Care Bears and shoot love out of their chest. Like,
yeah. Those are Church of Satan's.
Now, here's the thing. I believe that people there are certain people that can pick up emotions very well, because I know there's a few people who can't read a fucking room and you're like looking at your watch like, and they're still talking. You know, someone that has attention to detail where emotions are concerned. You know, I don't believe that that's a very special ability. I believe that it's just more trained in one person versus another. To read the room pretty much like that. But no, these people believe like they're Jedis. I swear to God.
I know what kind you're talking about. And a lot of those are actually some of them that are flipping over, because then they're like, we were wrong the whole time. Because we didn't read the room. And well, I mean, if you put a bunch of idiots in a room together that believe anything they hear or read or are told, you know, like how many people do you go and
it's not even what they read, it's what they feel. That's
it is what they feel. It is what they feel. And that's another thing that you start looking at. And a lot of these people that are dumping the leftist plan are ones that are like, I did only see what I felt, you know, and a lot of them, like with the schools and stuff, they're like, no, I felt that kids should learn about this, but I didn't realize what they were learning. You know, this is too far, you know.
Well, I will say this. I have learned, even from conservatives, you know, when we were at Morgan Luttrell State, Morgan Luttrell had another phone town hall, by the way. We got to listen in. And the number one thing I get from women so far, the number one question, well, what are we going to do about the fentanyl crisis, you know, with our children? What are we going to do about the trans and the school and the children? And every time, I love how professional Morgan Luttrell puts it, is pretty much, you do not want the government to parent your kids. And I love it at the fact that we have some new hard Republicans in there that are willing to call out the Republicans themselves and say, parent your damn children. You are the front line of defense. Okay.
That's why I said, as a parent, a child is a gift.
Yeah.
You are the protector, you are the educator, you are the loving, nurturing person to take care of that child.
Every single parent, if you talk to police and you can go and talk to detectives, I think every parent should actually go to and speak to these. They have them all the time. Most police stations do, especially here in Harris County. They actually have where they're open to the public, and detectives that'll come in and talk about child trafficking, human trafficking. You know how it happens? And you know what? I think every single parent that has a kid that has one of these, and you don't go and learn about how your kids are snatched through these, I think you're a dumbass. And that's Republican and conservatives alike.
I'll be honest with you. Some of the stuff that I've caught Austin watching, he doesn't understand the ads. And it's kind of like, you know, because if you're watching a video on YouTube, especially kids' videos, I've noticed it even worse with kids' videos.
No, there's a whole scandal going on with YouTube Kids about them putting out animated pornographic material.
Yeah.
I mean, kids. Yeah.
And it's not just, I mean, I'll be sitting on the couch and just be, you know, listening in the background of what I hear on his, I'm like, what the hell are you watching? And he'll be something like, well, he's one of his favorite things is what, Rainbow Warriors? Is that what it's called? The toys that he's always got. Rainbow Friends, which is surprisingly not about the same kind of rainbow you would think, but some of the ads that they put on, even with the games, it's like, you don't need to be playing that. And it's like, it's just an ad. Like one of the ads for a game, he was playing this one game and an ad come up and there's like 3 ads in the row. It's, you know how it's like when you're on Facebook and it's like, play this game or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was a girl that was getting ready to go to the club. And if she, you know how they have them where it's like +10, -10.
Uh-huh.
If you hit -10, your butt got smaller. If you hit +10, your butt would get bigger along with your boobs. And this is an advertisement for a game.
Well, I'm laughing at it because I can't believe it's a game. And then, but yeah, for kids, yeah.
And it's like, what in the heck is this? This is for kids. You know, kids shouldn't be worried about big butts and big boobs, especially when they're that age. You know.
Yeah.
Well, kids should be worried about big butts because they're like eye level.
You know,
with them, so
I watched a video of a news report that happened, and it was a bus driver that had a medical emergency, and a kid noticed what was going on, and he sprung into action, came up and stopped the bus, and then he turned around and said, "Call 911."
I've seen that one.
And we have created a generation. Every single other kid on the bus had a phone. And because of that, one kid who did not have a cell phone, he learned to be observant. And I'm telling you right now, a lot of kids aren't observant to what's going on. And that's kind of the indoctrination of, I would say, that Republicans are having to deal with, is those consequences. Is that if they're not going to pay attention what's going on around them without a cell phone, how the hell are they going to pay attention in their future to politics?
Well,
they're not.
Yeah, that's a major problem. That's a major problem because
it's a huge problem.
Because that's whenever they get to the thing to where, I'll be honest with you, it might be watching, well, TikTok, for example. That's a bunch of short videos. So it's not even like our show that goes on for an hour or 2 hours. That's them only having to pay attention to 5 minutes. And then you see all this stuff and it's promoting this kind of stuff. And of course,
it's promoting ADHD.
Yeah.
I mean, and
they wonder why kids can't pay attention in classes.
Yeah.
It's not 5 minutes long.
Yep.
I mean,
and while our kids are watching that, you have Chinese kids that are learning physics.
Yeah, they're learning how to code computers at the same age that our kids are going into middle school.
They're still trying to learn how to tie their shoes.
Yeah.
If that's even taught anymore.
So that's one of those things.
It's not taught.
That's one of those things that if you want to talk about how the Chinese are going to take over America,
it's going to be easy.
That's the number one thing would be.
We can't. We shouldn't even be. Here's the thing: everyone wants to worry about getting caught up with China. Africa is surpassing us by leaps and bounds, and we want to sit here and at least we consider China with some respect in regards to technology and everything. Africa, all these kids want to think Africa is poor, unfortunate, and stupid because they live in poverty. They live in huts. They don't have running water or electricity. But
that's their culture.
They still have books over there.
They still have books. They still have phones.
And they read those books over there, and they are infinitely.
And you know what?
Than we are.
China and Russia are sending them stuff for education. So we're so worried about the
our genitalias,
communists or whatever else. But while we're trying to send them information on a man can be a woman, Africa or China and Russia are sending them on weapons and how to build stuff and how to be smart.
Most kids, there's kids in Africa can speak 2-3 languages.
Yeah. Well, I think that's pretty much everywhere, isn't it? Except for the United States, because the United States is big and, they're also connected to 10 other countries. So we got Mexico and Canada. So.
Yep. Yeah. I agree with you, Hillbender.
I do too.
Africa is cheap labor and educated. So is Russia.
Yep.
Yep.
Their economy is probably a little bit more stable than ours is right now. If you didn't catch the first hour show we had at 7 o'clock, go back and catch it. You can find us on Truck It on Facebook, and you can also find us on Truck It on YouTube.
Yeah.
So if you liked anything you hear tonight, we cause you to make any kind of decision or cause you to think about what is really going on and how history is repeating itself, give us a thumbs up, show us a little love, like, follow, subscribe.
You can also
And-
follow us on the common denominator and the
And
logbook.
Rumble. Yeah, find us on Logbook,
Hellbender.
Common Denominator.
Thanks for joining us tonight, Hellbender.
Thank you.
I don't know if you're a veteran or not, but the logbook is always covering veteran affairs stuff. So that's with Kim and Dakota's show.
Well, thank you, Truck It. Thank you, Sally and Chad, for having us on tonight. They also stream to our platform, guys, on the Logbook. You can normally check them out on Tuesdays. Dakota and I will be shooting on Thursdays, and we do things on Saturdays and Sundays, depending on what committee comes up and breaking news.
Yeah.
Guys, so
There you
thank
go.
you so much again for joining us. Again, thanks again for Truck It for letting us join us.
Oh, no,
Join
Thank
thank
you
you.
for joining us.
Not a problem. It's always a pleasure.
And as always, folks, sometimes in life, you just got to say, truck it.
Truck It.
So truck it.
Good night, folks.
Everybody have a good night. Thank you.